welcome to Watercooler. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out with us. Welcome to the new listeners, and welcome back to the OGs. You know the show goes, I, Chris Locks, want to kick it with my former Curl Digital Buds. My Curl Digital Buds of yesteryear. With me today, all the way in Austin, Texas, all the way over there. It's Mr. Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Hi, Matt. And then all the way in Long Beach, California, just like me, it's Kalen Bean.
What's going on?
Hey, Kalen.
Hey, Chris.
Your ceiling fan may be as annoying as Dawson's follow cam.
No, it's not.
It's
Nothing
not.
is more annoying.
It's not that bad, actually. I'm just teasing. Or there's a part of me that
I
wants
normally do.
Yeah, usually your framing's a little differently. Yeah.
I didn't check the.
Yeah, there.
You're gonna have to see it a little bit. Yeah,
I'll see it a little bit. It's fine. And then all the way in Orange County, California, we have two special guests. I'll introduce one of them though. It's Gary Smith, and who else is in the frame with you?
Meow. This is Loki.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah,
it's a little cat
so,
for people who don't
know
what
I guess
sound
we
a kitty makes.
Yeah.
Loki is a little black and white kitten. We think he's about 5 months old, and we rescued him from the shelter very recently.
So cute.
Really had, missed opportunity with like Oreo or cookies and cream or some sort of. Did you name Loki?
I did not, and while I agree with you, if you see Loki, and I don't know how well you guys could see him on camera, but he has black ears, so it was that was the Loki name, was based on kind of the horn-looking things that his black ears accentuated. But no, also
Galen's making a face.
Yeah, bit of a stretch.
Oh,
but all right.
It was named by a 5-year-old. Galen, calm down.
Either way.
Dude, no, it's Loki's beautiful. Loki is very cool looking. He looks like he has facial hair because like the mouth is black, but the face is white.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a cow. He's got big cow energy going on. Mostly white with a lot of black spots. It's great.
Yeah.
How did the conversation go down? How did the cat come into?
Well, funny you should ask, Matt. I will tell you exactly how the conversation went down. Last Friday, I went to work and I said goodbye to my wife. I said goodbye to my son. I said goodbye to my dog, and I said goodbye to my cat.
Oh.
And then I worked all day. And at 3:45 p.m., I went down to the restaurant at the base of my building to get a very late lunch. And while I was waiting for the food, I got a text from my wife that said, "Do you have time to FaceTime with us?" And I said, "Yes, I do."
Us? I guess you have a child.
Her and my son. So I said, "Yes, I do." I called them. She answered. And before she could say a word, my son took the phone right out of her hands and went, "Daddy, we got a new cat."
Wow. That's how it was revealed.
That's how it was revealed. Apparently, the plan was to have the new cat just walk by in the background as they were having a casual conversation with me about something else. But my son does not really have the patience for bits yet. We'll get there.
Well,
he's learning. We've seen him honing his comedy chops over the last several months. So
we will get him there.
Patreon. Yeah, you'll definitely. He's definitely getting sharper every day, though. So I can't wait to see what it becomes. But all right, so you said when you got home, you said hello to your wife, hello to your son, hello to your cat, and then hello to your other cat.
Yeah, sort of.
And the dog.
Sort of. My wife is a big animal person, and she has found that one of the best ways to acclimate a new animal, especially a new cat, is to keep it in a semi-confined space, let it get used to that space, and then slowly open it up to larger spaces before eventually they just have the run of the whole house. So I got home from work. It was a Friday night, and I was driving back from LA, so I had a good 3 hours to get used to this idea. And as soon as I got in, my son met me in the garage, which is unusual, and because he was so excited, and he dragged me to one of our bathrooms where my wife and the new kitty were, and all three of us kind of sat in there for the next hour or so, and then they went out to go have dinner, and I got a few minutes alone with Loki. It was really sweet. He took to me a lot faster than I was expecting.
Congrats, man! That's awesome.
Thanks, dude.
He's already hold them up.
And to be clear, hold on. Let me be fair here. Although I was surprised that day, the conversation has been had that my wife was allowed to get another cat when she was ready and when she found the right one. So it was not like she just went rogue and sprung this on me. She'd consulted with me for sure. And sorry. And yeah, so came home and Loki was there. And here he is still sitting at my feet. Sweet little boy.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's very. Oh, I'm already in love, so I think
That makes
made the
that
right
makes
decision.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
Yeah, and then we do have another person who has just entered the chat, all the way in NoHo CA. Give it up for Mike Dawson.
What's happening? Did you get a dog, Gary? Did you get another dog or something?
Close.
Almost.
Cat? Parrot.
Oh, there it is. What do you see, Dawson? Explain what you're seeing right now.
What I'm seeing? Oh, I gotta go to
Describe.
that whole thing.
He's
It is a
described.
kitty. What a cute kitty.
Dawson, you do this podcast without actually looking at us?
No, I was on single view,
Okay.
so I had to switch to multi-view.
Gotcha.
I do like that the kitty has
exit his
instinctively grabbed the
I
mic.
just spent the last 6 hours on the road.
Mm,
It's a theme on this show today.
Dawson.
Oh,
Wanna
Dawson.
say hi?
it's a cute cat. What's his name?
Loki.
Loki. Nice.
Yeah, welcome to the pod, Loki. Dawson, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Because I spent the weekend playing a lot of pinball,
Nice, dude.
so I'd love to talk PBS with you.
What tables did you play?
Oh, there's only one,
Okay.
Jurassic Park.
Nice.
There was only one. I thought you said
got
the whole
Matt's
garage was
attention
full
now.
of it.
Oh, I mean, so I stayed at an Airbnb, and they basically turned the garage into an arcade. So in the garage, there was a Pop-A-Shot. There's some VR, a huge VR rig that
Wow.
riding a roller coaster and blah blah blah. NBA Jam, Star Wars, like all these arcades, and then
Wow.
one pinball game, Jurassic Park, and that's where I found myself. Other than Pop-A-Shot, was Jurassic Park.
Did you do the VR?
I did the VR for about 5 seconds and I had to throw up. Or I was about to. Did not take it.
Yeah, it's
Not,
tough.
not my jam. But it was cool that it was there. But yeah, I couldn't do it. I think I just get motion sickness way easier now. It's
Were you Matt?
kind of thing. Huh?
Do you think you could still do like a regular roller coaster?
I could do roller coasters are fine, not screens, like not like the Star Wars ride at like the old one at Disneyland or like the only one that I loved was the Back to the Future ride, but stuff like that where it's a screen and it's just like you're just kind of moving around in one space. I can't do that anymore. That's done. I've retired. I've called it quits. I will not be doing that moving forward. So tried it literally 5 seconds and went nope and just got off and I was already feeling sick. So there's no way I could have made it through the whole virtual roller coaster. But I played a lot of pinball, DOS, and I found myself working a lot with the I do a lot of catching the ball with the flippers. You know what I mean? That's
Sure.
is that what you're supposed to do?
It gives you a better chance to make an accurate ramp shot.
If
Yeah.
you want to be a coward.
Oh,
Hold
there
on.
it is.
Oh, keep the ball. Oh, don't go too fast.
And it all depends on how fast the ball is going, because you can't catch it when there's a shitload of speed.
Oh, I could catch it.
So I prefer to just fucking keep on smashing those buttons.
Yeah.
But
It's much more satisfying when you
Yeah.
hit it as
But
it's
I mean,
coming down.
if there's a gimme and when
I'm playing missions. Trying to rescue people
I'll
from
trap
after
it
attacks.
sometimes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing all the missions and trying to hit all the lights and the targets, and yeah, it's probably boring to watch, but my scores were a lot higher if I would do that. I wish pinball had touch sensitive flippers. So like the harder I press, or like I can press slowly and they'll kind of come up slowly, or like just based off of just the amount of pressure that I'm putting onto the buttons that the flippers would act accordingly. But the fact that like even the softest press just launches the flipper, it just
I wish
Yeah,
brake
you
lights
do
worked
this
like
finesse.
that.
like it would fade in and out depending on
Yeah,
how.
like if someone slams on the brakes, it would light up a lot more of the brake light than if someone just like lightly pressed on it. I feel like that would be very useful information.
I think there kind of is, or like there's some cars that the brake light flashes, and I think that's when they're pressing a little harder. Have you seen that?
I have.
I definitely have. Yeah.
Yeah, and it like catches your eye just a little bit more. But yeah, brake. I get that. If people are just lightly pressing on the brake, then I would like to know. I would like to know that too. Or
Now, Chris, let me.
Please.
Sorry. Sorry, I was just going to ask, Chris. I know you were in the Phoenix area, and I'm sure, I haven't checked, but I'm sure it was very warm. Was this garage air conditioned?
It absolutely was. It was wonderful.
That's awesome.
Air hockey. There's everything. Yeah. So it was.
They had air hockey,
Dude.
Did you go with Jen?
It's freaking. I should have. I basically was staying at a Dave and Buster's.
Did you stay there with Jen, or were there other?
No.
Dudes
went with some boys.
With
The boys.
Dawson, he rented an Airbnb with an arcade in the garage. I don't think his wife was there.
I don't know. Jen's pretty cool. So
Jen is cool. I'm not saying Jen's not cool. I'm just saying.
I want to get your thoughts on this. I know California just went through a crazy heat wave last week. And the day that it went back down to normal, I went straight over to Phoenix where they were on a heat wave as well. So I never, the heat has just been, it's been like my personal temperature has been averaging out like 109.
Gotta come out to Austin, baby.
I do.
Keeping it below 100, baby. 90.
Doesn't it get hot as fuck in Austin?
Not this summer.
And cold as fuck.
Eh.
So they had a really nice backyard at this Airbnb, but I never went out there. But they had like all the fire pits and like the gas powered ones and stuff. You can just hang out. But of course, I'm not going to hang out at a fire pit. Even the nights are over 100 degrees when I was there. But inside the house, they had, and Matt's going to love this, kind of. They had basically a huge s'mores setup. They had big old packs of graham crackers, marshmallows, just regular milk chocolate Hershey's, Matt. Nothing crazy with like another kind of candy bar.
Crunch bar, nothing like that.
Nothing like a crunch bar. But a big old s'mores thing with the sticks. And it's like, hey, help yourselves, like make yourself some s'mores. It was like a part of the welcome package when I walked in. We did not make any s'mores, but I'm packing up to leave. And we've not touched the s'more stuff. But I might want s'mores at home. And all the stuff's already here.
Air sealed.
Matt, that's exactly right. They were air freaking sealed. Was it wrong to have taken all the stuff?
No,
absolutely not. I don't see what last month has anything to do with that, Gary.
You know exactly what I was saying. Don't you dare patronize me.
So you're okay with this?
Yes.
I'm 100% fine with it. I will never forget when I got to go with my dad to the like Dodger Stadium, like the Blue Club or something, some sort of like all you can eat section. And I went into the gift shop and I just asked for a bag. And then I went down to where the food was, and I just vertical arm down the shelf, all the way down into this giant fucking shopping bag, and just slung it over my shoulder like Santa Claus. And it was the greatest day of my life.
So Matt's opinion means nothing to me. God, is it wrong for me to have done that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, look, that is something that they are building into the price they are setting for their Airbnb. They're expecting that you are going to eat those. Whether you eat them there or not is none of their business.
Right. So we're leaving, and this Airbnb has exterior cameras, and they warned us they would. We have one on the front door, one on the back door. Those are our only cameras on the property. Just letting you guys know, full disclosure. And we walked out, and the guy I was with, one of the guys I was with, he was like, "Did you take all the s'more stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I ate so much of it inside. Like you would have known if I would have went outside and cooked it. So I was like, "Oh," I'm just like speaking loudly into the camera. I hope he's not listening to this podcast.
I hope he is.
Probably is. Odds are he is. Just based off the fact that he has a phone and he enjoys good quality entertainment, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah, but anyway, so nice Airbnb experience, because I thought Airbnb was kind of on its way out.
It's certainly being fought with, lot of competitors. Now, real fast, before we move on from the s'mores talk, because obviously we have a big affinity for marshmallows and mallow money on this show. Did they have or have you seen something I discovered in the last year? The marshmallows with the chocolate already inside of them.
Injected.
I've also seen those last year, Gary.
Yes, I know you did.
and I'm a big old fan of those personally. Just it's a really nice touch. Look, one of my first inventions, and I say it's my first invention just because I thought of it. I had nothing to do with any sort of execution of actually making this thing real. Was growing up, I used to make a lot of Eggo waffles. Just because I just knew how to work the toaster oven as a kid, throw in the Eggos.
And because Eggos
That must have
rule.
taken you so long to figure out how to master the toaster.
Dude, it was a skill. It was a skill to growing up to figure out the secret formula of working the toaster oven to properly cook an Eggo waffle from frozen to edible. So I'm eating one day, and then and then I start getting creative, right? You eat the same Eggo waffle every day, you're gonna want to do some stuff. So I put the syrup on top of the Eggo waffle. Matt's listening; he's very intrigued right now. I put
taking notes. I'm taking
yeah,
notes. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I put syrup on the Eggo, and then I put another Eggo waffle on top of it.
Syrup on the waffle.
Syrup on waffle.
This is revolutionary so far.
And then I put the other Eggo on top of that. I'm a kid. This is why we can't rule out kids, because they have insane imaginations that ours kind of fade away after a while, but kids are just so vivid and pure and lively. So yeah, I put another Eggo waffle on top of the syrup that was on my other Eggo waffle.
Basically, an Eggo Sando.
That's
a good move.
Taylor.
Wow.
But then I thought to myself, what if the syrup was already baked into said Eggo waffle?
Now we're talking.
You invented the McGriddle.
And and I thought it's like a gusher, a savory gusher, because gushers were really big during that age too. So I was like, yeah, if it was like a Eggo waffle just filled with a syrup center, and then I wouldn't have to stack these Eggos anymore, and it would just be, and the ratio would be right. And I talked about this for years, about doing this for years in front of all my classmates. I became known. Like these kids would go home and tell everybody what they heard that day about me telling them about my Eggo idea. And then one day, Eggo releases said waffle. It is not a success, but they did it. And the fact that it made it that far to where there was marketing, execution, release, all that, like it inspired me.
And did you buy and try this product?
No, I didn't. I mean, I already had all my stuff I needed. And also, I was a kid. I really have control over what we're buying.
Now, Chris, I'm sure as an older man, you've changed your ways. But did you, as a younger man, not put butter on your waffles?
I did not start putting butter on my pancakes or waffles till I was in my 20s.
Wow.
Wow.
Didn't care for it. I just didn't know. I didn't think I could taste it. It's like, what are you doing here?
But now you know, right?
Yeah.
Now you slide.
Now I so know.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely know, and I'm all about it. And I get it. It adds a richness, maybe a little saltiness. It's wonderful stuff. So highly recommend. Speaking of food, Matt, since we're just talking about it, I went to a restaurant in Arizona. There's a sushi restaurant, which it's already like, all right, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Pretty far from the water.
But very high end, very good. They imported all their their fish from Japan even. Like I don't even know how that works.
Wow.
But
You saw the passports?
yeah, I made sure I checked all the stamps and the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting is their cocktail menu was insane. And I got a cocktail, and then we found out that all of the ice was imported from Japan. There was like some special crazy ice that they only have in Japan.
That sounds expensive.
I'm just like, you're importing your ice?
Why don't they just import the water and freeze it here?
Yeah, do all the heavy lifting here. I mean, we have cold spaces to freeze said water. But I wonder if it's like a process too. But like, yeah, they import their ice from Japan. It seemed unnecessary, but it was. I mean, it was.
Yeah, you never
effective.
had frozen or unfrozen ice that's then refrozen again. It's just not the same, you know. You lose.
You
something.
can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
Definitely. Go ahead.
I smell an expense report.
I
Is it-
don't know what you're talking about, but but this ice was imported from Japan.
It was
And
nice.
It was nice ice. I made the joke. I was like, as they were busting tape, I'm like, oh, can I please get a box for that ice? Huge laugh at the table. Oh man, just all around. They might as well just put me on their shoulders and carry me out of there. That was amazing. The waitress did not think as much. Like, oh yeah, I get that comment a lot. I'm like, damn it! Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, bullets in my heart. Come on. Yeah. But anyway, ice imported from Japan. So just something to look forward to, Matt. If you ever come across it,
It's a questionable move from the waitress to shit on you when you're the hero to all your friends right before you're presumably about to give a tip.
Yeah.
They're about
Bad
to.
form.
They're about to let me go crowd surfing and just put me up there. Yeah, just like raise me up and celebrate me. Guy had some confetti he was ready to throw up in the air, but yeah.
So how was the food?
Oh, incredible! I mean, yeah, it was awesome. It was very the best sushi in Arizona I've ever had, and I didn't think it could get that good. So, yeah. So
I prefer Toro, but whatever.
What?
That was for John.
Okay. Oh, dang it, John! I love you. Anyway, so I think their ice is domestic though, so maybe
it is. It's I can confirm it's domestic ice.
All right.
Locally sourced ice.
Yeah. Well, look, we have comments. We have a lot to get into. You guys want to do some comments real quick?
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Now it's time for listener comments.
All right, these are all comments written by you, the listeners, and I'm going to start off with some comments from our Patreon page. That's right. If you're not part of our Patreon group, I suggest you join. A lot of people are joining. It's become a thing. Don't be left out. Don't get the FOMO. All right. Go to patreon.com/watercooler, sign up. We have all these different tiers. We basically give you an extra episode a week, plus other bonus stuff, meetups, movie clubs, all this other stuff. And it's a good time, and love this community. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed for your support. So this is our episode last week. Oh, and you get ad-free versions of this show too. So
That's clutch.
So clutch. This one is from our episode last week, 4 QBs, 4 quarterbacks, very reflective of my
I
fantasy
can't
football
believe
team.
you didn't name it Dollarback.
I didn't want to
That
step
was
on the
good.
joke. I didn't want to step on the joke.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, and by the way, Keon, I'm doing okay in our
Very well.
league,
for,
right?
for now, you're doing very well.
This may
For
be
one
the
or two
strategy.
injuries
This
away
may-
from disaster.
This may be the strategy. Just load your team with way too many quarterbacks. But here we go. Duck Guy 69 Smith says, with all this dip talk, I'm curious if y'all have ever tried a Reuben dip or buffalo chicken dip, both of which are delicious, but the Reuben dip with rye bread is one of my favorites. Oh gosh, we're gonna lose some Duck Guy. I'm with you, but we're losing some guys. If I'm having my best of friends over, I will make elk pastrami and then make the dip using that. Hit me up if you need a recipe. Duck Guy, I'm gonna hit you up because I need some food.
This sounds amazing.
I would like
This sounds so good.
I will review it on the show. If you find a way to send me this, I will eat it on the show.
What is the buffalo chicken dip? What is the dip that you're dipping the sandwich in?
Yeah.
It's got to be
Buffalo-
ranch. Got to be ranch, right?
Ranch
I
Well,
think-
that's not technically.
Yeah,
a
you would
dip.
put that
A
on
dip
the
is a-
sandwich. A dip
a
would be
broth
more
is
of
you.
exactly.
I think buffalo chicken dip is for some reason I'm thinking of just like a buffalo chicken and cheese dip that you dip like chips into.
Yeah, but you're not
you
gonna
don't think
dip.
it's-
You're not gonna dip a buffalo chicken sandwich into just a buffalo chicken
No,
dip.
but you call it spinach and artichoke dip, but you're not dipping spinach and artichokes into the dip, are you?
Oh,
Well,
you're
yeah,
saying
but I
the
thought-
sandwich is made
Counterpoint.
out of the dip? Is that
I'm
what
not
you're
saying it's a
envisioning?
sandwich. It's just you're just talking about a dip.
Oh,
It's
I
a
thought you said
sandwich.
buffalo. Oh, I thought you said a buffalo chicken sandwich.
I can see where Kalen was going because the Reuben dip is clearly a sandwich that you're dipping into.
Right,
As you.
I got confused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Reuben
dude.
dip is not dip that tastes like Reuben.
Who's
Exactly.
right?
Saying
Exactly.
buffalo chicken dip is dip that tastes like buffalo chicken.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I believe one time that we went to Langer's at the Corolla show, Dawson got a pastrami dip, and it was
Pastrami dip is badass.
yeah.
But that
it
was like pastrami au jus.
yes.
Yeah, that's a dip. Yeah.
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 But Caitlin, I would dip a buffalo chicken sandwich in a buffalo chicken.
Yeah,
dip.
I would do
It's-
that too.
It sounds actually pretty nice. I
It
would
does.
have no problem doing.
Someone should try that. Report back to us.
Neil Pearson, he says there is nothing better than smoking in a bar. There are some bars in Idaho where you still can. Well, Neil, let me know where they are because I would love to light one up inside of a bar. I don't smoke regularly, but I would if I could do it in a bar. And it has to be
Well,
like natural. It can't be like forced or anything.
I will say that at the time, for the brief time that you were still able to do it, there was nothing better than smoking in an airport.
I don't even remember that. When was that? When was this time?
Third Corolla cruise.
What? You smoked
you remember
inside
that?
of-
Well, it had its own.
because
It had
I
its
do
own
remember.
section.
Oh, it had
Yeah.
a smoking
That-
section. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Was
That's cool. Yeah,
hard to breathe in.
for some reason I thought you're just like you're just walking around
Through the airport.
Yeah.
No, I
Although-
mean there were a few airports around the country that had like specific, like I think Denver had a restaurant where it was allowed, and then for a brief time LAX, 10 or 11 years ago, used to have a little terrarium that was technically sort of outside, but you access it from inside the terminal. And then in Miami they had, I believe Matt can correct me, it was a Red Robin.
It was a Red Robin.
Ooh,
That's
Bonnie.
right.
Nice
Right.
memory.
Yeah.
The- When during
Wow.
during the height of the pandemic is probably when I did most of my traveling. And
Smart. Tickets were cheap,
Practical.
and I remember walking around with August and Adam, and a lot of the airports they didn't really know what they were doing yet. Like there were no real rules in place, so they basically had an open container policy throughout the entire airport. You just go to a bar, like, yeah, we don't care, just walk around, and everybody just walking around with drinks, and it was awesome.
There are some airports where that's just the policy. For instance, Chicago O'Hare.
You can
Like,
do that.
that's-
Shit. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's just
thought
cool.
airport
I
was
know
nice.
that because I was connecting there once and I tried to grab a drink real fast. And as I tried to pound it, the guy like looked at me. I got like a giant drink and like he set it down. I paid him and then I started chugging it. And he was like, "Do you know where you are?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Just walk away. You can sip that as you go to your plane." I was like, "Hell yeah."
That's
I gotta say, when I recently went to Europe, as we left Austin, the drinks were taking so long, and I could see my gate starting to board, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit. And the bartender was just like, "I'll pour it in to-go cups for you if you'd like."
Oh,
I did not know you could do that. That sounds amazing. And so we drank the entire like walk to the plane, and the second we got on the plane, I just literally handed it to a flight attendant, and they threw it away. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Did you push the call button as you handed it to her?
No, that was later.
I know. I can't believe you got cut off, man. I mean, you just walking in there, like, throw this out for me. I'm gonna get it. No, I did when I was on the flight to Phoenix. I did look up and I did see the person holding a drink as the call button. I thought of you, Matt. But yeah, anyway, so we're walking around the airports with these open container drinks, and yeah, Adam the whole time was going up to employees like, "So why can't we do this regularly? Why does this have to end? Like this makes no sense." And like just trying to justify, like we should be able to do this wherever we want. Let's see. Let's do a couple more. Jacob more or less says it's okay to talk at the urinal until the guy next to you compliments your watch.
It's funny.
Yeah, and it's true.
No, it's a no talking zone. No conversation needs to be had.
Really.
Talk to myself.
Yes, all the more reason to stay away.
No.
That is actually a very good way to do that. If you need some privacy,
I think
just
it's-
talk to yourself.
What if you kind of know the person?
Even worse.
I
No.
there is a so my job that I have now, it's a community restroom, and I'm going next to people that I just kind of met. It just feels, I'll be honest, it feels weird not saying anything. I don't say anything, but it feels weird that I'm not. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm gonna try to spark up a conversation or just a
What would
greeting.
be? We should
of
start
some sort.
brainstorming some
need-
topics.
I need some
You know, we
icebreakers.
should put
Maybe
this
some
out.
openers.
Yes,
Some
yes,
openers, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Who you voting for? Who you voting for this year?
That'd be
Yeah,
a good one.
urinal openers. I feel like
please.
we should crowdsource that answer.
In the Facebook group. I need people's urinal openers, please. I would.
And sweet dick
Oh,
bro does
said-
not count, Dawson.
That's Dawson.
I use this one a lot. If somebody is peeing already, and then I get up and pee, and I finish, and they're still going, I'll walk away saying, "Dude, you're in medal contention for the long pee," and I'll just walk away.
I'll be honest. When I really have to go, and I know I'm gonna go long, and that happens to me, I'm not even kidding. My thought is, please don't say anything about this. I'm here for like, yeah, I know I'm going a long time. Please don't address this. So you would be my nightmare, like in the bathroom, at least at that moment. And then I also kind of have this thought too, like when you're having to, and I apologize if we're gonna go here, but if you have to use the stall, gentlemen, for obvious reasons, I was thinking that we should make because I'm still in inventor mode. It never left me as a child. We should make shoes to use in stalls so nobody knows who you are. Like I just put on like some big.
You
old
want like
boots.
you want like booties that you put on over your shoes so everyone's look uniform.
Yeah, that's right. And we can just because I mean
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
they have that at the play place I take my kids to.
They have fake shoes that you could put on in the bathroom.
There's rubber shoes that you put on before you walk into the bathroom.
Over your shoes.
Well, most of the time people are wearing socks, so I think it's kind of to protect your feet thing. But but I have seen it before. I've seen a rack of it's just rubber shoes in all sizes that
I
you can
like
slip
this.
on. Yeah.
Okay, so great. Another invention taken, but it's okay. It's okay because it's making the world better. So yeah, I'm just saying different shoes so you can be at peace, making all your noises. And nobody will care. All right. Anyway, let's do one last comment here. Eric Chunga Coin Team Lasagna 69 Jenks. Eric. He says, I honestly would love to have Matt or any of the guys walk into my bar. Yeah, because we're Eric.
I would love that too.
And we were like, oh, worst fear of seeing Fawn Lear go in there. But he's saying, no, I would love it. He says it's a decent sports bar. So I don't have to deal with courses or 15 ingredient cocktails.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
Good luck seeing
Get in the
that,
wheel,
man.
baby.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone that gave Rex for shoes as well in the Watercooler group. Much appreciated. Well, let us know what you got, Eric. What kind of shoes did you get? I'm on the edge of my seat here. Yeah. You know, Crocs makes non-slips. I had them when I was a waiter once. Very comfortable.
Are they as comfortable as everyone says they are?
They were.
They have to be because no one would wear them if they weren't.
It was like right when Crocs started, so it looked like I don't know. But I remember I would run them through the dishwasher at the end of the night, just like the restaurant dishwasher. I put it on the trays and it would just roll through, and then
Ew.
So I washed my shoes.
Ew.
They were rubber. What does it matter? It's all the same stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, maybe with Crocs too. All right. And look, let's just do a couple more Facebook comments before I get out of here. Brian Little says, hey guys, and this is our Facebook group. Go to facebook.com/group/BoboBoyArmy Worldwide LLC to join. It's free. It's my favorite place on the internet. Answer free questions. We might let you in. You know how it goes. He says, how many of you guys have 2 refrigerators? I have one full of condiments and the other with half-eaten leftovers. I surely can't be the only one.
What?
I
Yeah,
have.
condiment fridge?
I got 3. I got 3
That makes things
fridges.
difficult.
Matt has 3 fridges. Yeah, first
I have
off,
3
first off,
fridges.
Brian, you have 2 fridges. That's not how you
Amateur.
should be dividing them.
No.
I have 2 fridges and 2 freezers, but one of the fridges is not at my house. It's at my work.
Wait, what?
You've really been carrying that
doesn't
thing
really
around,
count.
huh?
Actually, that one is in my backyard. It's not in use right now. So I guess technically I have 3 fridges and 2 freezers.
What does a fridge with a freezer count as a fridge and a freezer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I have a fridge and a freezer and a fridge and a freezer.
Yeah, I got two
Yeah.
fridges,
Cool.
3 fridges and 2 freezers then, if we're doing that math.
Yeah, I guess it's like 2 full bathrooms and then a
Jeez,
fridge.
I didn't
like a
realize how
half
much I was
bathroom.
slumming it with just 1 fridge and 1 freezer over
What
here.
are you doing, man?
I don't know.
You got kids to feed.
It's a very full fridge and freezer. I'll say that.
Brian, I want to know what's in your condiment fridge. You have a fridge of condiments? The thing better be loaded up and have some cool stuff in it.
That also better be a mini fridge, because if you have a full-size fridge full of just condiments, then you have a condiment problem.
You do. Yeah, that's what we call a red flag. So, but yeah, let me know what's in the condiment fridge, please. Dewey Smith says, "Don't feel bad about your phone, Matt. I'm still rocking a Galaxy S10e. It's not even 5G. I'll upgrade one of these days."
Nice.
Matt is upgrading.
I am. I'm getting that sweet 16 Pro, baby.
Do the
Ooh.
Galaxies have that thing like iPhone though? Like, you know how iPhone, they just make your older phones worse, the battery life, slow it down with all their new updates. Is that the same with like the Galaxies, or can you rock one of those older ones for a lot longer? I feel like you probably could, right?
It sort of depends. From my limited understanding, and forgive me, please comment again, sir, and educate us, because I'm not in the Android universe. I think with those things, if you don't do the software updates, you can rock them for longer.
Scott Breitenstein says, "When are the boys going to invite the Triple J's wife club to the party?" Gary,
What does
Matt,
that mean?
Chris, step up. Well, our wives' first names happen to just begin with the
Okay.
letter J. So Jenny,
Yes.
Joya, Julie.
Got it.
Scott never. Let's see.
Yeah, that's absolutely accurate.
Mary
You can
Carey
find my wife.
Walper. Mary Carey Walper says, "I forget how long the guys have been around the podcast and entertainment industry. Adam Ray was on the First Date podcast. He told the Hospice app hospice story, and also stories about being a tour guide at Universal Studios." And then Matt Fondalia responded, "Fun fact, Adam Ray and I were in the same training class as Universal Studios tour guides."
He also talked about Universal Studios tour guides on Joe Rogan recently.
See?
Nice.
Mike Carey Walper. Mike, yeah, I actually saw this comment and I went and found that podcast and heard Adam talking about it. It just made me laugh because it's a totally true story, super embarrassing. And so today I texted Adam about it, and I wrote Hospice. It sounds like a good dating app, but every girl just ends up ghosting you. And then I put a ghost emoji. He liked it. All right. Well, anyway, I love that guy, and I love you, Mike. So thanks for commenting. All right, that'll do for comments. I would play an outro, but you know what you need to do to get them outros. Subscribe to our Patreon and support the show. Get those ad-free eppies. All right. Well, we're gonna go around the horn, get our plugs in, and then GTS.
This is how you remind me?
We do have a.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's freaking do it, Matt.
It's pretty funny.
Thanks for reminding me about
Yeah.
This Is How.
Well,
You remind me.
This is
how
how
I
he
remind
reminds
you.
you.
This is how you remind me. So, for those not in the know, our whole archive is available now, and people are going back and listening to old episodes, and they're coming back and saying, "Hey, remember when you said this? Well, I would like to hear you react to your older selves when you said something silly." So they send us clips, and I'm going to play the intro, and then Matt will set it up.
This is how you remind me.
Casey
This
Peters.
is how you remind me of the podcast we have.
Yeah, Gary, get it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Ken, let me hear your best yeah.
Yeah.
Dawson.
That was good. I'll leave it to Kaylin, dude. I can't do it better
That's
than
it.
that.
all right. So, episode 114 of the Water Cooler is an episode titled "Shame and Pancakes." And in this episode,
That could have been every episode.
we talked about, in real time, this sort of now infamous train ride that, Gary and Chris
All
were
right,
on
all
together.
Infamous.
This
Fuck out of here.
this
Infamous.
old Asian couple needed a seat, and Gary, gave him the cold shoulder, wouldn't let him sit down. Anyway, the big problem is
Lies.
we told this
Fucking
story.
lies. You're
We
the new
told
Mike
this-
August in every way, Matt.
We told this story when Gary was not present to defend himself. And so the clip I am playing is from the next episode, 115, titled Conflict and Pancakes. And this is, let's just say Gary had thoughts. Gary had some thoughts.
Why are you disappointed in Matt?
There's probably a lot of reasons.
There are a lot of reasons. I'm having trouble here because I don't know which order to go in here so that I achieve the maximum effect. But Matt, since you asked,
What's on the menu?
I am
That's what I
disappointed
asked,
in
right?
Matt because Matt sat quietly and allowed these shenanigans to go down while he participated in the same behavior as I did. Matt had a seat on that fucking train and didn't fucking stand up and sat here for a fucking hour last week while I was destroyed and couldn't defend myself. Shenanigans!
Wow.
God damn it! He was sitting across the aisle from me.
That's a special kind of evil.
Just as fucking guilty.
But that's good. But Matt dodged the bullet.
I do
Matt
believe
played
if
it
you
right.
listen back to the audio, I said I had no problem with Gary's actions.
That's true. You did not admit that you were participating in the same shenanigans.
You know what?
It was irrelevant.
It's very relevant.
I just completely forgot.
Oh man, Gary, I very rarely does he get this fired up.
I can only think
That's
of one
why
other
I had to
time.
play it. That was.
I can only think of one other time, and I was directing my ire at a different person who is sitting here right in front of me. Anyone remember who? Don't answer if it was you.
Like, no one's
I know
answering.
it wasn't Kalen.
It was.
Oh, what?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Chris drop.
No. The Chris drop is just, poor producing skills on Matt's part. So if I was yelling at anybody about that, it would be Matt. But no, Kalen, do you not recall when the equipment manager for the University of Arizona dropped by and you didn't mention it to me and I fucking lost my shit on you?
I don't remember that. I
Well,
vaguely remember
I gotta
that.
find it. I'm gonna find it, and that'll be a
I
future.
like that.
This is how you remind me.
Caitlin,
Gary
imagine-
losing his shit.
I still have those shorts. They're probably right behind me.
Imagine, Kalen, if I hung out with you one day and I'm like, oh yeah, the greatest koi pond cleaner. Now I'm trying to think of who would you be? Who would you be?
What's the name
That's
of? Wait, what concert did you recently go to, Kalen?
Revolution.
Yeah. What
Oh.
if Revolution stopped by the studio and we just didn't mention it to you?
Yeah.
And all they did was talk about
I
how they're
mean-
huge fans of just fooling about.
Yeah. Rich Robinson was on the show doing a one-on-one with Adam, and nobody told me about that. I was very disappointed.
Oh, that was a really fun day.
He's the
I'll never
guitarist
forget
of
it.
Black Crowes.
That might have been the best podcast they ever did.
Yeah, he was very cool. He hung out for like hours afterwards too. He just wanted to talk and like
Like
do
taking
stuff. That's
requests.
cool,
I remember that
too.
too.
Yeah, that's good. I remember that.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, there we go. Now let's go around. Thanks for who sent that in again, Matt? Do you remember?
I just found it.
Dude, what a good point. Thank you, Miss Matt Fondelier.
Wow, I'm impressed with that, Matt. You did not come off well in that clip, so that's very bold of you to choose that.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Anyway, people can continue to post their suggestions on our Facebook group and put a time code in there. But yeah, I just was clicking around. Thought that was pretty funny. I did not remember that we told that story without Gary being there, and then to have him come on and lose it like that. Oh, I love you, buddy.
So good.
Love you too, dude.
We have fun.
Yeah, the first, Smith in her comments. All right, well, why don't we go around the horn and get our plugs in, then we'll GTFO and get started with Patreon. Matt, what should we check out?
You can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/watercooler, and have mentioned before, true crime show I helped produce, Killer Relationships. One of my episodes is available. It's season 3, episode 4. It's called Body in the Bayou. And there's also a couple new Sword and Scale Nightmares that I wrote as well. I can't remember the episode names, but those are short form. Spooky season. You want to hear some true crime? Check all that out.
Love it. And yeah, support Matt and just support the project he's doing.
Oh, Matt, you saying spooky season just harkened me back to the spooky bar. That's a story we
Oh,
made. That's a
yeah.
story we should tell maybe at a meetup or something. We could probably tell a more complete version of it at
Hey,
a meetup.
Patreon's later this week, guys. And then Kayla.
Just Fooling About Podcast. I would very much appreciate if you guys went and subscribed to the YouTube channel. That would really help out a lot. So Just Fooling About with Michael Bean on YouTube.
Is there a way that people might be able to hear that show, like a sample of it, in a convenient way?
Maybe they're just gonna have to keep following our show, and they'll find out.
All right.
Hey, Kaylin, what is the YouTube channel? What's the URL? Do you happen to know?
YouTube.com/justfoolingabout.
All right. I'm just going to subscribe right now.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have a few episodes out already, so go ahead and get into a new podcast, everybody. Kaylin works very, very hard on it.
Oh, hey, Kaylin, I'm sorry to correct you, but I just want to make sure everyone gets to the right place. You have to go to youtube.com/@justfoolingabout.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
No problem.
Dawson, what's up with you?
I would also encourage you to sign up for the Patreon and go that extra step and join the movie club of WC.
Oh, that's right.
You picked the movie?
It's
Somebody-
my pick this time around, and we're gonna watch a movie that came out a couple of years ago. I'm not sure many people have seen it, but it's a fucking great movie. And as far as
Thank God.
prison movies go, this one
Oh, I think I know which one you're picking.
really depicts probably the best the actual reality of being incarcerated. And that movie is Shot Caller.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
I've
is a
wanted to
solid
watch this
movie.
movie.
This
I've
is a
heard-
solid movie.
I've heard very good things. I'm excited, man. This is a great excuse.
Was that
This
the one
star-
with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart?
No.
Right.
No? Oh.
No, it's funny. This one actually stars Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones, who, at that time was just kind of the douche. I think he did like some comedy that was a real douchey one, and he stars in this. And I remember watching him being very pleasantly surprised at his performance.
It's a very different character for him.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie like 8 times. I fucking love this movie. It's good.
Good pick, Dawson.
Yeah,
Thank you very
solid
much.
pick.
Yeah, look at us. Strong picks so far. I think we're on a streak. This makes us on a streak for really awesome picks. Then Gary, what about you?
First of all, I'd just like to plug our streak. We're going strong at 1. And second of all, I would like to tell everyone to go subscribe to Reasonable Doubt, youtube.com/Reasonable Doubt podcast, or just subscribe right here. where
/
you're
Reasonable Doubt podcast.
Actually, no. It's
Oh.
every podcast is a little different. We don't have the ad. I think it might work with the ad, but you don't have to have the ad. youtube.com/Reasonable Doubt podcast, or wherever you're listening to this very podcast, just subscribe to the audio feed if you'd like. Whatever you can do will help us out. Me and Mark are still going strong and no real end in sight. And we have new merch coming soon. So we'll, go over there and try to get you some merch.
Wow, you guys are still going strong. Wow, I lost a bet for sure. All right, and then as for me, my band is playing at Tantalum in Long Beach, October 26th.
Hey, Chris, anywhere someone could follow your band on social media?
Yeah, at Loxy Music. All over. Thank you, Gary. And that is it. All right, we'll see you later this week for Patreon. We love you. Goodbye.